bass for False Witness.
I'm McKay, I do vocals and guitar.
I'm Tyler, and I play vocals and guitar.
I'm Connor, I play drums and do vocals.
So I started taking guitar lessons when I was like 15, and started putting some covers onto YouTube, and then I found False Witness.
Yeah, I kind of started with, I think it was my 14th or 13th birthday, I got Guitar Hero, and yeah, I just started playing that, and I was like, oh, I should play the real guitar, and did that. So that's kind of how I got started.
I'd always listen to music growing up with my parents, and I never really thought, I listened, but it never really like had a big impact on me up until I was about 13 or 14. One of my buddies showed me All That Remains, and that really was when I took off, started playing guitar when I was 13, and then I started playing songs I liked, and it just blossomed from there.
I'm in the same boat with Tyler. I've just always grown up listening to more of the heavier music. My parents would always playing it, and it's just something that's always clicked in my mind. I always knew music was something I'd want to do with my life. So I started playing drums. A couple years down the road, I joined up with False Witness, and here we are.
Yeah, so when we first started out, we kind of did more like rock covers, kind of bluesy stuff. We did a lot of Foo Fighters and Jimi Hendrix. But yeah, then once Connor got recruited, he kind of brought in more influences like Lamb of God and Whitechapel, and we kind of just morphed into a more heavier sound gradually over time. I think kind of how we all did listening to music anyway.
Oh god.
One of the original founding members came up with the name, and there's really no significant meaning behind it other than it sounds neat.
It was better than all the other names that we had previously come up with. So,
Yeah.
So it means a lot to
Yeah.
holds a place near and dear to our heart.
Well, it's really, really dark, and the lyrics are super intense, and I just wanted to open up a whole new world to people.
Yeah, I think for me, it's just something that we created, I guess, as a group, and I really enjoy, and I just hope people that listen to also enjoy it.
I hope it's heavy. That's really about all you can say about the album. I'm really happy with how heavy everything turned out. I think we tried to make at least every song have a point in it that keeps you coming back. I like that part, so it keeps you coming back to this song, and I think we did that. What do you think?
For sure.
Good?
Yeah, I hope so.
I really just think I want you to take whatever you can out of it. I mean, if you're going through a hard time and there's a song that really strikes somewhere and it helps you through that, then great. If not, if you just like listening to it, then by all means, that's all it matters to.
Because nothing helps you cope with something like listening to This Is Suffering or...
Yeah.
or
A bunch of angry dudes screaming into a microphone.
That'll do it.
It helps.
Best medicine.
The best medicine is poison.
Definitely This Is Suffering.
Yeah, I would say either This Is Suffering or The Bridge is a ton of fun to play live for me as well.
The Bridge.
I'd have to say The Bridge and Surfacing.
As far as our live show goes, something I think we do that's a little unique, I guess, is you go to a metal show and the guys on stage they come out and they're just these mean sounding guys, and some of them will wear like the corpse paint and the spikes, and they just look super mean.
They put on that front to just be a big, tough badass.
Right. And then we get on stage and we joke around, we laugh, and we get the crowd laughing, and then we're like, all right, next song, and it's just like, we're metal again. And I think that's kind of a unique, fun thing we do, personally.
Kind of keep it more relaxed, I guess, than some other bands do.
Yeah, it's fun because it's relaxed, and then it's tense that fast.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but...
All of our shows are crazy.
Yeah, I think that is pending. More shows in the future. Hopefully most of them will be crazy.
So locally, back when we started out here in Cache Valley, and the music scene was really great. There's lots of different guys to play with. There's always a good turnout at shows. But slowly over the years, that's kind of changed. We just barely started branching out to Salt Lake, so a fresh scene to start playing in. Definitely, I think it's helped us in the long run.
Yeah, and I think for sure like Salt Lake and some of the bigger areas in like Utah and southern Idaho too just have a bigger scene because there's more people, there's more interest, I guess. Kind of going along with what Connor was saying when I remember first going to local shows and there was always like a lot of people there, and it was cool. There was different bands every night, but kind of as time progressed, it just seemed like there was the same 3 bands playing and everyone just kind of lost interest. But yeah, branching out into scenes like Salt Lake and, you know, bigger cities like that for sure is, I think there's still quite a healthy music scene.
As far as metal goes, I think that it doesn't get the recognition that it deserves because there's all these pop songs, pop artists that are writing, there's 12 people writing one song and it's just repetitive and it's just not my style, so I guess I'm kind of talking down on it. But as far as metal goes, the guitarists, the drummer, the vocalist, they all are doing these things that are so unique, like guitarist shreds, the drummer's fast, you know, stuff like that, and it's just way more intense to listen to, and I personally think that it gets overlooked at the complexity of everything, and people don't appreciate it how I think it should be appreciated. People just kind of glaze over the top of it.
For sure. I think that there's a lot of like metal heads, metal bands that kind of, you know, want metal to stay this like small little underground genre, but I think that at least, and I think the rest of the guys in the band would agree that we would like to see metal kind of become more mainstream, get more recognition, because we feel like it definitely deserves it.
Okay.
Well, I think with everyone else, what they're going to say, I think a tour with any of these bands would be great, but definitely my top 3 would have to be Rammstein. That'd be a dream come true to play with those
That'd be
guys.
sick.
Lamb of God, they've been one of the biggest influences for me. And probably Korn, they just put on such an intense show. It'd be great to play with them.
One band that I would love to tour with is my all-time favorite band has always been Children of Bodom. And then Black Dahlia Murder and Cattle Decapitation would be my top 3.
Yeah, get that intense metal. Yeah, I think for me, ditto with Connor with Lamb of God. Obviously, they're also one of my biggest influences, and then I would say probably Slipknot and Behemoth.
I'd love to tour with Avenged Sevenfold. That'd be amazing. Atreyu and probably Bullet for My Valentine.
As far as legal downloading goes, like if you're buying the music off of iTunes, it's never been my particular cup of tea just because I love to have the physical copy of an album. And as far as illegally downloading things, I don't think it's really fair because you get a band that you supposedly love and you want to support. One of the best ways to support them would be to buy an album. I mean, you can buy merch and go to shows, but albums, personally, I would never illegally download a song from a band that I loved.
For sure. I think that, you know, if you illegally download whatever, as long as you're listening to the music, I guess, but at the same time, it kind of sucks because it's something that the artist has put a lot of time in, especially if it's their livelihood. It's stealing. I mean,
Or if it's a local band, it's not like even big bands aside.
Yeah, just like local musicians too.
That would
it's
be
even
hard on them.
yeah, it's even worse for them. But I mean, people are willing to buy a coffee every morning, you know, which is gone in a half hour. But I don't know why they wouldn't, you know, spend the couple extra bucks getting a CD or a song that lasts forever. Yeah, that's kind of my take on it.
Personally, I think legal downloading sucks, but I mean, if you're going out and you're getting a band's music, I mean, at least you can do is listen to it, share it, and if you do like it, eventually buy it. As long as our name's getting out there and people are enjoying our music, I could care less.
Yeah. Or come out to a show, buy some merch like we talked about, you know.
Supporting them in some way.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that we're coming off this album that we just recorded and released. We're all really pumped about it. Feel like the quality is there and we all kind of have the drive, so hopefully, you know, more shows, leads to bigger things. I'd love to make this a career. Anyone else?
Definitely, I think I'm on the same boat with you. More shows, more opportunities, a lot more music.
For sure.
Yep.
More crowds, bigger crowds.
I'd like to give a shout out just to my family and to my wife for always being supportive of me, no matter how loud we've been practicing at our house or disturbing the neighbors, getting the cops called on us. But they've always supported us through it all.
Shout out to the cops for not arresting us.
Yes,
For sure. Thank you,
That's for
cops.
I'd like to thank my parents, my family, my brother, just because I've been playing music since I was 13 and I'm 21 now. That's a lot of years. My parents have been behind me on everything I've done, and they've always been really supportive, so thank you.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. My parents don't necessarily love metal, but they've always allowed me to play it, and they've been supportive when they can. And obviously, I have a lot of friends here and as well that come to shows that have all been really supportive. So I think just everyone that has ever come to a show, anyone that's ever helped us out or bought a CD, listened to
Yeah,
a song.
shout out to anybody that supported us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
It means a lot.
Yeah, I feel like we have a lot of like good friends that have been like supporting us and then making it to like all of our shows, making the drive down like 2 hours just to come see one of our sets, and it's really awesome. It means a lot to us. So it's
Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I'd like to point out real quick, friends that come to shows, we're in the band, we have to come.
you're not my only friends.
But we're all best friends.
Oh god.
Let's end this interview with a hug.
We're done here.
We're done. Cut this out. Make up time.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
There's too much gyrating.